Fellow deputies, the plenary session has 2,878 designated deputies, with 100 absent and 2,760 present. The number of deputies meet the quorum, and now let's begin. Today's session has 4 items on the agenda, and now let's move to the first agenda, that is deliberation on report on the work of the Standing Committee of the NPC. Now let's give the floor to Mr. Zhao Leji, Chairperson of the Standing Committee of NPC. Fellow deputies, on behalf of the Standing Committee of NPC, I now present this report of our work to your deliberation. The year in review. The year 2025 was truly remarkable. Facing profound and complex development at home and abroad, the Central Committee of the Communist Party of China, with Comrade Xi Jinping at its core, united and led the entire party and the people of all ethnic groups across the country in meeting all challenges heading on with determination and hard work, and has made remarkable achievements. We have scored major accomplishment with the successful conclusion of the 14th Five-Year Plan. China's economic strength, scientific and technological capabilities, national defense capabilities, and composite national strengths have reached new heights, enabling us to achieve a strong start for our new journey towards the second centenary goal. And our great endeavors in a new journey have fully proven the decisive significance of establishing Comrade Xi Jinping at its core, and also the establishment of the guiding role of Xi Jinping thoughts on socialism with Chinese characteristics. And this has exhibited the promising prospect of the Chinese modernization. Over the past year, under the strong leadership of the party's Central Committee, with Comrade Xi Jinping at its core, we, the NPC Standing Committee, have upheld Xi Jinping thoughts on socialism with Chinese characteristic for a new era as our guide, and fully implemented the guiding principles from the party's 20th National Congress and the plenary session of the 20th Party Central Committee. We have studied and applied to the 4 principles, and we have also exercised this whole process people's democracy. We have leveraged the strengths of China's fundamentals political system with a focus on refining a system of a socialist rule of law with Chinese characteristics, and building a socialist country under rule of law to a higher standard. To advance Chinese modernization, we have fulfilled our duties and responsibilities in accordance with the law and achieved fresh progress and results in all areas of our work. First, we strengthened the implementation of the Constitution and enhanced compliance oversight, ensure the unity of the rule of law. Upholding the Constitution as the nation's legal foundation, we diligently fulfilled our statutory duty to advance implementation of the Constitution and strengthen oversight of our constitutional compliance. We fully implement the provisions, principles, and spirits of the Constitution in all aspects of work and upheld its authority and sanctity, refining the legal framework relating to the Constitution. Among the major political and legislative tasks planned by the Party Central Committee is the enactment of a law promoting ethnic unity progress. We held 2 rounds of deliberation on this draft and submitted to the session for deliberation. Once adopted, this law will lay solid legal foundation for forging a stronger sense of community of the Chinese nation, advancing the building of the community, and further promoting extensive interaction, exchange, and integration among all ethnic groups as we strive together for a common prosperity for development. We made coordinated efforts to revise the organic law of villagers' committees and the organic law of urban residents' committees by improving the composition of the functions of these communities and refining their election, deliberation, management, and supervision and other systems. We have strengthened the mechanism for community-level people self-governance under the leadership of primary-level party organization. We also revised the law of the standard spoken and written Chinese language to strengthen the legal status of standard Chinese and provide a stronger legal guarantee for its widespread and proper use across the nation. As stipulated by the Constitution, to complete the great cause of reunifying the motherland is the sacred duty of all the Chinese people, including our fellow Chinese in Taiwan. On the occasion of the 18th anniversary of the victory of the Chinese People's War of Resistance against Japanese aggression and the World Anti-Fascist War, as well as the 18th anniversary of China's recovery of Taiwan, we decided to designate October 25th as Taiwan Recovery Day in accordance with the Constitution. Our goal in doing so is to demonstrate Chinese people's firm resolve to uphold the One China principle and define national sovereignty, unity, and integrity. We have also implement legal means to both combat separatist forces seeking Taiwan independence. We have also enhanced the quality of both constitutional review and the recording and review of the normative document. And all of the 2,218 normative documents submitted for recording were properly reviewed, and each of the 6,705 suggestions submitted for review by citizens' organizations was examined. We also work to promote the spirit of the Constitution and socialist rule of law, studying and implementing Xi Jinping's thoughts on the rule of law and reviewing our experience in increasing public legal literacy over the past 4 decades. We have held the 12th National Constitutional Day, and we held a conference according to the constitutional spirit. We also have held 5 Oath Day for the constitutions. We have, in accordance with the law, conducted the 282-person time in terms of our law and legislation. We also enhance legislative work, serving and supporting reform and development through high-quality legislation, upholding the party central committee centralized, unified leadership. We fully leverage the leading role of the NPC as legislation. We coordinate the enactment, revision, repeal, and the interaction and coordination. And we coordinate the enactment, revision, repeal, interpretation, and coordination of laws. Over the past year, we deliberated 40 draft laws, legal interpretation, and decision adopted 24 of them, including 6 new laws and 14 revision law and 1 legal interpretation, 3 decisions on legal matters, and other significant issues. We also made decisions on the ratification of 9 treaties and important agreements. Strengthening economic legislation. We've enacted the private sector promotion law to carry out the high-quality development of private sector. We've revised the unfair competition law and the civil aviation law, and we do so to promote the high-standard socialist market economy.
We revised the fisheries law and deliberated a draft law on the protection and quality improvement of cultivated land. And we also have revised maritime law, the attribution law, and foreign trade law to better reflect China's distinctive features and further align with established international laws. The formulation and implementation of well-drafted five-year plans represents an important political strength of socialism with Chinese characteristics. We conducted 3 rounds of deliberation on a draft national development planning law and have submitted it to the session for the review. Its purpose is to enshrine into law proven practices used in formulating and implementing national development plans under the party's leadership, providing an institutional foundation for improved law-based national development planning and enhanced strategic guidance of such planning. Advancing laws for social governance and public well-being. Drawing on our country's experience in epidemic prevention and control, we enacted the law on public health emergency response and revised the law on the prevention and control of infectious diseases to improve people's health and safety. And we revised the food safety law to rectify shortcomings in the system of oversight and establish a more robust safeguard for food safety. Enhancing legislation on environmental protection. In compiling the ecological and environmental code, we worked, guided by Xi Jinping thought on ecological conservation, to codify the theoretical, institutional, and practical achievements made in ecological conservation since the party's 18th National Congress. And during this process, we carried out comprehensive and systematic compilation and revisions of existing laws and regulations in this area. Following 2 overall reviews and 2 reviews of individual sections, the draft code has been submitted to this session for deliberation. To promote the high-quality development of national parks, we enacted the National Parks Law and revised the Environmental Protection Tax Law. Fortifying legislation on national and public security, we enacted the Atomic Energy Law to support research and development and peaceful utilization of atomic energy in accordance with the law and promote healthy, safe, and sustainable development of related programs. We revised Public Security Administrative Penalties Law. And we revised cybersecurity law to strengthen and foster a safer, healthier online environment. We also enacted hazardous chemical safety law to bolster comprehensive safety management across the entire chain. Conducting a comprehensive review of the law. It is essential for ensuring the soundness, consistency, and unity of the legal system. Taking the Constitution as the fundamental basis of our work, we followed a problem-oriented approach in conducting a comprehensive review of existing laws, legal interpretations, and decisions on legal matters. For those found to be outdated or inconsistent, we address them in accordance with the law, taking into account the specific circumstances. For the invalidating 104 laws, legal interpretations, and decisions on legal matters adopted by the Standing Committee, we completed it. And as for the validity of 35 laws and decisions on legal matters passed by the NPC, we have submitted them to this session for your deliberation and decision. Advancing legislation with a scientific, democratic, and law-based approach. We carried out legislative work in strict compliance with our statutory powers and procedures, guided by the objective principles and inherent laws governing legislative work. We strive to balance, adjust, and regulate various interest relations and delineate reasonable boundaries for laws and regulations, ensuring rights and obligations are allied, power and responsibility are matched, and punishments are proportionate to offenses. we sought to strike the right balance between maintaining legal stability and ensuring adaptability, between grounding legislation in current realities and maintaining orientation toward the future, and between upholding principles and guaranteeing practicality. In doing so, we can ensure our legislation remains responsive to evolving times, and we encouraged public participation in legislation and improved the focus of research. And we also redoubled our efforts to provide the public with information and explanations throughout the entire legislation process. Third, we exercised our oversight responsibilities, fulfilling the NPC's vital role in the party and state oversight system. We adhere to the principles of effective, correct, and law-based oversight. And we also strengthen our oversight over the work of State Council, National Commission of Supervision, Supreme People's Court, and Supreme People's Procuratorate. The aim is to ensure that they exercise their powers and perform functions in accordance with the law, and the people's lawful rights and interests are safeguarded and fulfilled. Over the past year, we heard and deliberated 22 work reports, conducted inspections into the implementation of 5 laws, held 2 special inquiries, undertook 11 research projects, and adopted 1 resolution. And we also have handled 221,000 public letters and visits in compliance with relevant laws and regulations, and with the Council of Chairpersons regularly hearing reports on this work, coordinating the hearing and deliberation of special reports. With a focus on implementing the Party Central Committee's major decisions and plans and responding to the people's concerns and expectations, we designated a number of topics for special reports, conducted thorough preliminary research, and fostered closer work communication, and urged relevant parties to take rectification measures. As a result, we have strengthened and improved relevant work by generating greater synergy. We heard and deliberated reports on developing new quality productive forces and the application of scientific and technological advances so that we can deeply integrate technological innovation and industrial innovation to improve people's well-being and meet their needs for a better life. We heard and deliberated State Council reports on protecting the rights and interests of workers in flexible and new forms of employment, promoting the deep integration of the cultural and tourism sectors, allocating and utilizing government funding for higher education, and creating sound institutions and mechanisms for integrated urban and rural development. In seeking to advance the Beautiful China initiative, we heard and deliberated State Council reports on the state of the environment and the fulfillment of environmental protection targets, climate change response, including peak carbon emissions and carbon neutrality progress, and pilot programs of water resource tax. We heard and deliberated a report on the enforcement of panel decisions and the oversight of such enforcement, and we aim to raise the quality and efficiency of law enforcement and judicial administration, strengthening public confidence in these institutions. Enhancing oversight of fiscal and economic affairs. Following a problem and result-oriented approach, we refined working mechanisms and intensified oversight efforts to facilitate the implementation of the Party Central Committee's decisions and plans regarding the economy. We heard and deliberated reports on plan implementation, budget execution, and central final accounts. We examined and approved 2024 central final accounts thereafter. All of these efforts have contributed to a more proactive and effective macroeconomic policies. And we have heard and deliberated comprehensive State Council report on the management of state-owned assets for 2024. And we also deliberated a special report on the management of the assets held by enterprises and conducted a special inquiry into this topic to improve their comprehensive competitiveness. We heard and deliberated State Council reports on financial work, 2024 government debt management. We helped to improve the quality of financial support for real economy, optimize the structure of government debt.
We have also been hearing reports on the 2024 audit work and ratification of issues uncovered during the audit. We have also listened to the finance budgetary affair, and we have taken concrete steps to carry out law enforcement inspections, conducting inspections on the performance of statutory functions, the full fulfillment of legal responsibilities, and the effect of law enforcement in strict accordance with the law. We also integrated law enforcement inspections with the legislative and legal awareness initiative to promote the full and effective implementation of laws. We have inspected the implementation of the trade union laws, the food safety law, the forest law, as well as the promotion of the circulation economy law. We have also conducted this special inquiry into the implementation of the circular economy law, promotion law. And we are promoting the eco-friendly work practices and lifestyle throughout the society. We have inspected the implementation of energy conservation law, and on the basis of the deliberation of the inspection report, carried out a special inquiry. We have further refined our special inquiry work, and we have organized research teams with the participation of 10 special committees, 4 working committees, and committees of the General Office of the NPC standing committees. Based on our research and consultation, we produced 26 reports. And we also focus on the transformation of research results. Fourth, we advance and expand our work related to our deputies, helping them to better play their role. In fully implementing the revised deputies law, we continue to enhance our capacity to handle deputy-related work, collaborated closely with the deputies to advance all aspects of our agenda. We ensure that they have necessary support to perform their duties lawfully. The deputies has been learning the deputies' laws and executed it conscientiously. And with a steadfast political stance, they leverage unique strengths coming from the people and taking roots among the people, and they represent faithfully the interest and will of the people in participating in the exercise of state power and contribute to the work of the People's Congress and various other fields with their insights and suggestions. Advancing efforts to study, promote, and implement deputies' law. By prioritizing study and implementation of the deputies' law as a key measure to enhance deputies' ability to perform their duties, we ensure that essentially all the deputies to the NPC and local People's Congress at all levels have gained a thorough understanding of the law through various channels. Maintain a close contact with deputies. Standing committee members maintain regular contact with 399 NPC deputies with special committees, working commissions, and committees, and the Standing Committee General Office also refined and implemented their own mechanism for enhancing with deputies. We've extended 276 invitations to attend state committee meetings in a non-voting capacity and subsequently held 5 meetings to hear their opinions. We have also assisted deputies in fostering closer ties with the people. We have systematically organized inspection tours and research projects for deputies in accordance with the law, laying a solid foundation for their participation in deliberation and the subsequent submission of the proposal suggestions. We have also refined working mechanism for processing and providing feedbacks on public opinion conveyed by the deputies. Among the 269 proposals submitted during the third session of the 14th NPC, we give feedbacks to them, and among the legislative items reviewed by the proposals, 27 have been reviewed, and during the third session, 150 suggestions raised when NPC was not in session have been processed. We have also held 5 special study sessions. We have also organized theme lectures for Hong Kong and Macau deputies to make sure that they know all the information needed. We have also strengthened the duties and oversight of management of their performance, conducting rigorous examination of deputies' qualifications. We have terminated the credentials of 85 deputies in accordance with the law. And currently, the NPC has 2,878 deputies. 5. We leveraged the unique features and strengths of the NPC in conducting foreign exchanges to contribute to the country's overall diplomatic agenda. We continue to study and apply Xi Jinping's thoughts on diplomacy and implement the Party Central Committee's major diplomatic policies, and giving top priority to materializing the outcome of head of state diplomacy. We consolidate the deepen foreign exchanges and conduct multiple levels through different channels and in various fields. During the process, we have drawn the unique features of strengths of the NPCs engaging with a broad range of counterparts in exchange of covering a rich variety of content numbers of diverse forms. Expand bilateral exchanges. Members of the Council of Chairperson led a delegation of 25 countries and attend 162 foreign affairs events at home.
With 12 national parliaments, we have regular conference mechanism. We have participated in the 6th World Conference of Speakers of Parliament and dispatched delegations to the Inter-Parliamentary Union Assemblies and the BRICS Parliamentary Forum to deepen our multilateral cooperation. And we were truly practicing multilateralism, opposing hegemony and high-handed and bully acts, and we articulated our steadfast stance on it. Enhancing international communication, we actively disseminate Chinese modernization and the vision of a community with a shared future for humanity. The Global Development Initiative, Global Security Initiative, Global Civilization Initiative, and Global Governance Initiative, and the High-Quality Belt and Road Cooperation. And we have convened 6 parliamentarians study seminars with the developing countries, and also as to the core national interest issues, we explained our principles and positions. 6. We undertook extensive self-improvement efforts, continuously enhancing our competence and performance in fulfilling our duties in accordance with the law. We remain committed to meeting the requirement that People's Congresses function as political institutions that consciously uphold the party's leadership, organs of state power that ensure the running of the country by the people, working bodies that fully exercise the functions conferred by the Constitution and the law, and the representative institutions that always remain close ties with the people. We intensified comprehensive efforts to strengthen party self-governance and enhance our own capabilities. By working to improve the quality of our work, we became better prepared to carry out the missions and tasks entrusted to us by the party and the people. Strengthening the role of the NPC as a political institution. We continued to build cohesion and forge inner strength with Xi Jinping thought on socialism with Chinese characteristics for a new era, upheld the Party Central Committee's authority and its centralized, unified leadership, and dedicated ourselves to a people-centered philosophy of development and comprehensive law-based governance. We have a regular studying mechanism. With the understanding of relevant theories, we strengthen our theoretical foundation, enhancing our political acumen and improving our capacity to perform our duties. Improving our work conduct through sustained efforts. We implement the Central Party Committee's 8-point decision on improving work conduct, and we took pragmatic and stringent efforts. And we also intensified our efforts to eliminate pointless formalities to reduce burdens at the primary level. We took pragmatic approach and realistic approach by seeking truth from facts and faithfully performing our duties and fulfilling our responsibilities. Enhancing media coverage, public communication, and theoretical research. We deeply publicize how NPC deputies, especially those at the community level, perform their duties, so as to garner in-depth media coverage for our institution building, meetings, and achievements. And we also establish the different levels of NPC, different work committees and special committees, carefully perform their statutory functions, and accomplish a great deal of solid and effective work in leading the drafting of laws, organizing and implementing oversight programs, deliberating bills and reports, engaging with and serving deputies, and conducting foreign exchanges. With a great deal of solid efforts. We also engaged our communication with primary level NPC bodies. They conducted drafting and oversight functions, contributing to improving the work level of the NPC. Achievements made by NPC are possible under the strong leadership of the Party Central Committee with Comrade Xi Jinping at its core. The result of the hard work of dedicated NPC deputies and members of the NPC Standing Committee and special committees and employees of NPC. They are the result of close collaboration and cooperation from the State Council, the National Commission of Supervision, the Supreme People's Court, Supreme People's Procuratorate, and local people's congresses at all levels, and their standing committees. And they are the result of the full trust and strong support of the Chinese people of all ethnic groups. On behalf of the NPC Standing Committee, I would like to express our heartfelt gratitude. We are also keenly aware that there still exist a number of gaps and shortcomings in our work. The quality of our legislation must be further improved. The effectiveness of our oversight yet has room to be enhanced, and our ability to support deputies in lawfully fulfilling their duties requires constant improvement, and continued efforts are needed to further build up our competence of staff. We take these issues very seriously, and we will listen with an open mind to suggestions from all deputies and all sectors of society. And we will readily place ourselves under the people's oversight as we strive to strengthen and improve our work. The year ahead The year 2026 marks the commencement of China's 15th five-year plan. Under the strong leadership of the Party Central Committee with Comrade Xi Jinping at its core, we will continue to follow the guidance of Xi Jinping thought on socialism with Chinese characteristics for a new era. Thoroughly implement the guiding principles from the party's 20th National Congress and plenary sessions of its 20th Central Committee and earnestly carry out the plans made at the 4th plenary session of the 20th Central Committee. We must deeply understand the decisive significance of the two establishments and stay confident in the past theory, system, and culture of socialism with Chinese characteristics, and we must uphold Comrade Xi Jinping's core position on the party's Central Committee and in the party as a whole, and uphold Central Committee's authority with its centralized, unified leadership. We must improve the People's Congress system and deeply study General Secretary Xi Jinping's key theory on it. We must uphold the unity of leadership by the party, the running of the country by the people, and law-based governance. We must develop whole process people's democracy and work to ensure the People's Congress system is upheld, improved, and implemented successfully. We will adhere to the general principle of pursuing progress while ensuring stability as we promote high-quality development of the NPC work, contributing to a strong start of 15th five-year plan.
First, promoting comprehensive implementation of the Constitution, upholding the Constitution as the fundamental code guiding our activities, exercise our functions and powers, and perform our duties and responsibility in strict accordance with the Constitution, and ensure its implementation through well-designed, effective, and fully developed institutions. To achieve this, we will refine relevant legal framework and fully leverage the Constitution's central role, and we will enhance public outreach, education, and theoretical research on Constitution, share compelling stories about China's Constitution. Second, improving the socialist legal system with Chinese characteristics, and our endeavor to advance the rule of law will place greater emphasis on aligning it with efforts to deepen reform, promote development, and ensure stability, while also paying greater attention to safeguarding, promoting social fairness and justice. We will also be developing high-standard market economy and state-owned asset law and revise the enterprise bankruptcy law. And, three, we will be strengthening supervision and we will be seeking public support and target and effectiveness of oversight. We will promote work of the legal framework of all aspects. Fourth, we will support the deputies in lawful performance of their duties, advance the expanded scope of our work with the duties by fostering closer ties between the Standing Committee and deputies. And also we will be keeping duties informed, and we will also be working towards the success of the new rounds of elections of the People's Congress at the county and township level nationwide. We'll pursue vigorous international engagement, grounded China's overall diplomatic agenda and guided by the head of state diplomacy. We will strengthen the exchange and cooperation with foreign parliaments, as well as international and regional parliamentary organizations in line with our functions and responsibilities. Six, fulfilling the fourfold role, upholding the centralized, unified leadership, the Party Central Committee, we will strictly enforce the system of the party leadership and continue to arm ourselves with innovative party theories and resolutely, vigorously implement the Party Central Committee's major decisions and plan, launched educational campaigns, and based our efforts on actual conditions of objective law, endeavor to continuously improve the quality and efficiency of our work. Fellow deputies, let us unite more closely around the Party Central Committee with Comrade Xi Jinping at its core, maintain firm confidence, build our momentum, and forge ahead with determination to create a new horizon in Chinese modernization.